every single
can I
aspect.
ask it a different way?
Yeah.
What would a victory for the feminist movement look like, or your view of feminism? Like
What's my view of feminism?
Yes, or
Okay.
like what is an injustice or something wrong in America that you would like to see remedied or cured with your view of feminism?
Okay. I can get real specific with it. I work in the healthcare field, and I see a lot of inequality within that. So that's one way where I'm a feminist, where I can see, okay, women aren't being treated the best way within the healthcare field specifically. They don't have the same rights as a man does.
Wait, can you elaborate on that?
Do you mean patients or the
Patients,
employees?
yeah.
Okay.
Wait, can you
talking about
elaborate
patients.
what you mean? Like, what is the inequality?
Patient care, a man as a patient versus a woman as a patient, very different.
Can you articulate it a little further?
Women don't have the same care as a man.
Isn't it the case that women see doctors more frequently? They get more. They're more likely to go visit a doctor.
Yeah, that's 100% the case, but that's because they're not getting adequate care. That's why they have to keep seeing new specialists, new people.
Wait. I don't think that's the reason. I think women just tend to care about our bodies, and men only care when they're on their deathbed. That's like the typical reasoning.
Women, like for like Medi-Cal or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
The reimbursables for women are like 7 to 1.
They're
Meaning-
more likely to use.
Yeah, especially under 50 women.
But
yeah.
it's taken me like 6 months just to get a checkup. Like just
I don't think that's because you're
standard.
a woman, though.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think that. Why would it be because you're a woman?
I don't know. Maybe because women's healthcare is harder to get. I'm not sure. That's
So
just
you're talking
me
like your
shooting in the dark.
OBGYN? Like it's- or-
No, just
or-
primary care physician.
Why would
actually.
that? Why would that be because you're a woman, though?
It actually might be because I have shitty healthcare.
That
It also could be because we're just brought a couple million people from the third world into this country.
Yeah.
that.
Kind
lot
of
of
creates long lines, but that's a separate issue.
Well, could you elaborate a little further on the healthcare thing, though?
Do you want me to just keep going, listing examples?
Well, you
of-
said women have. I don't know if you said
Like-
rights. Like women have X that men don't.
Yeah, women are behind in the healthcare field, so that's something I would want to see women progress in.
Like in
That's-
nursing.
No, as a patient. I've made that clear.
Oh, as patients.
Yes.
How are they behind?
A woman doesn't get the same adequate care from her primary doctor, from her specialist, from whatever person that a man would, and that's been statistically proven.
I'll actually
I'm in the healthcare field. I see this firsthand. I'm told about this by my coworkers, by my actual patients, by the people I work with. So that's just my experience. So you asked me for a specific example about feminism, and that's what I gave you.
So what would solve that?
Honestly, I'm not an expert within the healthcare field to be able to say you need to do this, this, and that. But I just believe that there is something that could
Do
be
you,
done.
do you think
under-
that women sometimes might be overemphasizing a condition that might not be a big deal?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, possibly person to person. There's many women who could do that. There's many men who would do that. How is that relevant?
No, because the survey you're citing is that women think they're not getting the care that they deserve when I think they actually are, and then some. But you're right, men will not go to the doctor unless they're missing a limb, where a woman will call their doctor as soon as they have a sniffle or a sneeze or a cough. And so they engage in the healthcare system more often. So when you have more interactions and more touch points, you'll have more people who think that there's an injustice when there really isn't.
I see your point.
And you also, well, actually, here, we'll come back to that a little bit. I did also want to get an answer from you really quick on the draft thing, then we'll move it along to a different topic. You said you're a feminist, but not in favor of women being drafted. How do you reconcile that?
I mean, I think that there should definitely... I think there should be definitely things that are more, or I guess not more important, but like, I'm more for like, if I'm working a job in a lab and a man is working a job in the same lab and we're doing the same things, then we should be getting equal pay. But
What if you work harder than him? Should you get more money?
well, what do you mean like work harder?
Put in
Like,
more hours, show up earlier?
I mean, wouldn't I?
What if you're better than him?
Then they would probably recognize the hard work that.
But I
I
thought you
put
said
in.
equal pay.
I mean, I think it would depend on like your lab position and like how high.
But you
up
have the same
are.
title. Do you want it to be based on merit or just equality no matter what?
I mean, I guess like if you are working harder, then I feel like you should get paid more regardless if you're a man or a woman.
So men are more likely to show up early at work. They're more likely to not take 7 to 10 years off for having a child, whether you like that or not. More likely to ask for a promotion, more likely to ask for a raise. They're also more likely to get their boss to notice their hard work. They're better at that than women. So maybe it's not that women are getting paid less than men. Maybe just men are better at working the corporate system than women.
Well, then if that's the case, then I guess that's something we need to work on.
Wait, I have a question. Well, you didn't really answer the question, but you did bring up the wage gap there a little bit. So the question was about the draft, though, because you said you were a feminist, but you're not in favor of women being conscripted into forced military conscription. So, like, just how do you reconcile that?
Well, I think they brought up a good point about how, like, biologically, women are not as physically strong as, like, men. And I don't understand, like, or I guess, like, they do bring up a point, like, how would it benefit, like, the United States if we're putting more women onto, like, the military if we're not putting, like, the strongest, like, people out?
Well, if they're not benefiting, then why would we allow women to volunteer?
I mean, but that's like that's what they want to do with their time. It's better than not having any volunteers.
Do you guys think the military would be better if women weren't in it? If it was just men, hardcore men that want to win for the country? You know women better than I do.
No women.
Do you think the American military was a better fighting force when women were not in it?
I think they're a lot more aggressive, a lot more assertive. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm hating on women, but I just think guys, when they're, especially in a war, I mean, they're out there, they're wanting to be out there fighting for their country. Women, that's not our instinct.
Charlie, what was your original question? So, would the U.S. military be better if it was just men? Is that
yes,
kind of the
and
question?
I say this for a group of women who know female nature very well. You know your friend's female nature. If you're trying to create a fighting force to defeat the Russians, defeat the Chinese, and all these stupid wars, I agree with you. But if you want a good military, should women be in the military at all?
Let's get everybody's answer on this. Go ahead.
If you want the best military, not an equal one.
Just men. Just men.
I mean, but women are such good FBI agents. Like, we're just naturally good at...
Not private investigators, because women are the best at finding out that your boyfriend's cheating on you.
Exactly.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about...
So how do we decode, like...
Just answer the question.
No. We're talking about storming Normandy, defeating the Nazis, winning a war.
I mean...
The Kazakhstans.
Oh, gosh.
The Kazakhs.
The Kazakhs.
They actually had women in the military in the Soviet Union, but that's a separate issue. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
For the sake of argument, no. No women.
Maybe no. But also make sure that every single man that is in there also is up to par.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think if the men are really passionate about it, then no women.
Okay.
I don't want a world where people are barred from much.
Okay.
No.
No?
No.
I don't know if you guys even remember the question. I don't know.
I'm trying my best here to kind of like...
It should be all
okay.
men.
You think it should be all men?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to come back to what you said really quick here. You did kind of, when I asked you the question, you brought up the wage gap, like equal pay for equal work or whatever. Do you think that should also apply to like police officers? Like they're doing the same job, right?
Like between...
And like firefighters. So like should men and women be paid equally?
Like between police and firefighters?
Yeah, like with police and firefighters?
Yeah.
Okay. But
Can I ask a question really quick?
Yeah.
For our two Australian friends, can I ask a question for you? Yeah. Do you think men OnlyFans models should make the same as female OnlyFans models?
great question.
Yeah. Like,
So you'd be willing to take a pay cut?
what do you mean by
Like
that?
they take it
Well-
out of your pocket.
Well, because men, when it comes to online,
it's a tragedy.
what's the word I'm looking for? Online
Adult content.
presenting yourself, earn fractional what women earn, like 1/10.
Nobody wants to see balls.
I mean, I've always been told like the gay people actually get a lot of subscribers, like more than women.
We're going to run this experiment. Me and Charlie are going to open up an OF account, and we're going to see,
No.
and we're going to, but not together, not together.
Let's just
our
take
own separate.
For
OF accounts,
example,
not
the best paid male model in the world makes about $3 million a year. The best paid female model is like $35 to $40 million
Oh
a year.
wow!
Yeah, it's not even close. It's like a 10x, and it's almost across all disciplines.
I didn't even know that myself.
And so, in OnlyFans, I imagine it to be the case. I mean, for example, I'm not a fan of pornography at all. I write about it in the book how I'm not a fan of it. However, in online pornography, female actresses earn way more than male actresses. Not even close.
Well, isn't that because of the subscribers? They're more male-based. There's
Sure.
like, what is it, 60%
Oh, there's reason.
of men
Yeah,
or something like
for
that?
sure.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna
Well,
just-
men consume pornography more than women. Women
Right.
increasingly so.
Right.
So I guess for my two Australian friends, do you think that there should be a law that says that you should earn the same as your male counterparts?
No.
DRJSR 2019 donated $300. Show the panel the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan and see who would still believe the battlefield is a place for women. Communism is
chat.
of the devil and destroys the human, which breaks society.
Pull that link up. DRJSR, thank you, man.
Yeah, so
Come back to
just-
this. Thank you.
I don't think that at all. I think it's just up to how much you post. Like, it's up to you how much money you earn by how much you are posting on your...
So it's about merit, creativity,
Yeah.
ingenuity.
It's about like consistency kind of thing. Like,
And trying to find the right niche and everything for yourself.
Nick,
Yeah.
you want to pull that up?
So therefore, if there was a law generally in America where it says that women should be paid the same as men, you'd be against that
Well,
because it would apply to OnlyFans, because it could harm you. See, you're both in an industry where women earn way more than men.
yeah.
So you'd be, because progress is easy to support until it hits your bank account.
there,
There
are many men in
Nick, pull up
OnlyFans.
the
They're
photo,
just
please.
the managers.
No, of course.
This is actually I went to a protest. This is me. It's This is like potato quality. Equal pay for men on OnlyFans. I went to a protest. I had a bunch of crazy protest signs, and so yeah, I think men should be paid equally on OF. That would be fair, right?
I have a
Yeah,
question though.
I agree.
Do you guys set your own prices? So how come the man just doesn't set his own price equal to the woman?
Because no one buys it.
Exactly. So how would you guys can implement that? You guys paid this, get the same.
No, of course, it's
You guys-
market driven.
Yeah, exactly. So if
So
the law
shouldn't-
gets passed, they would still make more than the man
Well, no,
because
not,
they have more subscribers, right? And not because they're getting paid more.
it depends how it's written, but in the abstract, it would say that equal work for equal pay. That's literally what they just marched in the streets for.
So your question is not so much as like getting paid by the same rate pay, but you're saying annual pay?
It depends. So let's say there was a company that employs OnlyFans models, and then they take a cut and they do all the work for you, okay? And they employ male and female OnlyFans models, and they both work 10 hours a day. The female OnlyFans models will earn $1 million a year for the company, and the males will only bring in $100,000 a year for the company. Should they have to pay both of them the same because it's equal work for equal pay? Or should they give more money to who's actually bringing money to the door, the women for the company?
I don't know.
I don't have like an opinion on like that
Pulling
kind of
teeth.
stuff. Like,
I think you both know the answer. You're just afraid to say it. That,
no.
That
Like-
women should be able to earn what they earn and they provide in the OnlyFans model. I find OnlyFans to be disgusting. That's a separate issue we talk later. But I'm just trying to find this. However, how is that any different in a corporate environment when men are more likely to travel for work, they're more likely to go make the second or third call for a promotion or a raise? So the equal pay for equal work movement kind of falls apart when it comes down to online female modeling, doesn't it?
Honestly, I don't think like I think it should be fair. Sorry, I think it should be fair between like how much they earn, but that it is actually up to like how much you want to earn by the amount of posting you're doing. If you're not posting anything, you're not going to make just as much as that girl that is posting all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and Imogen don't earn the same. She posts more than me, and like she makes more than me.
Is that fair?
Well, I think it is fair because it's up to me.
I agree.
I think I'm.
So shouldn't we structure all of society that way? Who works the hardest gets the most?
Yes. So
We
I'm
agree.
like-
The feminism is dead.
let's say I work 2 hours a day. Imogen's working 8 hours a day doing TikToks, Reels, and all of that stuff, like making content for the OF wall and everything. She's earning more than me,
Private chat.
but then I'm being like lazy and I'm laying back. I'm not making that much. So it's.
You're
it's the
making an
same-
argument for
it's-
market-based capitalism pretty well.
I think that it's up to the men. If he was to work just as much as Imogen, doing 8 hours a day, then he should just earn just as much. But then
By
you gotta-
law or just let it happen?
Just let it happen.
Okay, and if he falls short and he ends up earning half?
Then just work harder because she's been working hard.
Got it. So if you look at a big company like Apple,
Yeah.
and I tell you that the female engineers earn less than the male engineers, just let it happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just let it happen. No?
Oh no, I agree.
Oh yeah, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
That we are wrecking new age feminism here.
Destroyed. Annihilated. Okay.